Hey guys, share this out real quick. Um, Sorry I was late. I was looking for coffee filters. Turns out I don't have any, so that's fun. That's a good time. Oh well. Make sure the audio input is what it should be, and it is. This is NanoWriMo day one, and I'm hoping for a 3-day output in one sitting. But we'll see. We'll see. The reason why I want 3 days is because I'm not entirely sure how busy my weekend's going to be. Um, let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, just look at my hair. Before we really go, um, let's go over NanoWriMo. And this is Phoenix Rising, so I'll show you what that looks like here. Window capture and NanoWriMo. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna try something. Hopefully it doesn't mess it up. Because for some reason the fit isn't quite right. It's not on the fit to screen. That's a little bit better. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's basically you update here, and you'll see as you go when you're slated to finish. As soon as I get some words up, then it'll start to tell me the day I'm expected to finish. So that's when it'll get really in depth. Okay, you go to update, then you put it in. So click on that. Yeah, this is the stat page. This is where you want to go. It'll tell you how many words you have, how many words you need today, and how many days in a row I've written. I need 1,667 words today, so really triple that is what I need to go. I can't do math, so 1,667 times 3. I need 5,000 words today. That's a fuck ton of words, guys. That is a lot. That's a lot of words. But I've been jonesing to get on this, so I think I can do it. Last time I should say that I did NaNoWriMo. It was for Unplugged, and that ended up being pretty good. So a lot of people like that story. So let's get started. Hey Daniel, good morning, sir. Good morning. All right. Well, let's get to work. Let's get to work. And this is not going to hold this part right here. This is what I started on before I realized, you know what, I'm going to do this as my nano project. So I'm going to write this down, and it'll be a live edit, so it's going to count. Then after that, everything will be fresh. Everything will be fresh. So let me go ahead and get started. Girl. And this is writing. Writing. So if I see sports questions, if I have a chance, I'll answer, but more than likely not. This is all writing centric. I got my hydration and I got my coffee and I'm ready to go. All right. Not too worried about proper setup or anything like that in terms of like making it big. Let's just get this out. Let's just go. All right. For some reason it's showing page 83 of 93. If only. If only. Hey, TKG. If only. That'd be something. Usually when I do this, I have some music, so it's a little bit different doing it live for people. Hey, Behab. No nap yet? You haven't taken a nap yet? I be dragging. I be dragging ass. I went to bed right before this, right before halftime in that game last night. I was in the stream. I got tired. I got off almost 2 hours ago, but I was talking about you. Oh, oh, oh! I got some sleep. Oh, I got some sleep. I got some sleep. Believe me. Yeah. Yeah, I was tired, and plus I was excited about this. I wanted to get started on it. How you doing, and how's everybody in chat doing? This is still a first draft, so it's going to be ugly. First drafts, you just slap it in on the wall, seeing what sticks. Then subsequent drafts, you're just pretending like you knew what you're doing the whole time. Yeah. You kept all my stuff. We got 5 people in here. I'm shocketh. Shooketh. Make sure to hit that like and hit that subscribe. We got this every day. Got a lot of this coming. Rid of that. Whoops. The fuck is that? All right. I'm gonna refresh. Because sometimes when I'm on my phone, YouTube doesn't like to show me your comments. So if I need to, I'll switch to the thingamajig. Last time I did NanoWriMo, I watched the entire series of 30 Rock and the first 3 seasons of Stargate SG-1 before the 50K was done. So I thought about watching something this time around, but I'm live, so I can't. But I might at some points mute just to listen to some music, so I don't go crazy, because I can't expect people to watch the whole thing because it is just me writing. So there gonna be like quiet moments where I can kind of do that. So if you've read Unplugged and you've seen 30 Rock, it's a weird combo. It's a You wouldn't think I wrote one watching the other and watched one while writing the other. You know, that didn't make sense, but you know what I mean. Oh, yeah. One fun thing about editing what you've already written is that you've already wrote it. But when it's this short of a thing, you're like, very, very soon I'm going to have to, I'm going to start making stuff up again. It's a good thing I kind of know what I want to do, so, because I thought a lot about it. Yeah, he's very drunk. Very, very drunk. That was a very fun scene to watch, write, because it came out so smooth. I've never been that drunk before that I can remember, but it was fun to write. Probably have been that drunk before. Oh, I butchered that, damn. I spelled like squeak. Now it's squawked, as it should be. Let's go ahead and drop it. I don't know why I didn't drop that. Anyways, I'm dropping it now. Dropping it now. Whoops. I like to start in a certain moment, and then as the story progresses, at least early on, um, give you little glimpses into the background of the character to build them up that way. So by the time we get into not necessarily the meat of the story, but start to gear up towards it, you don't feel as though you've missed anything. You feel you're right where you need to be. I prefer that method instead of doing whole chapters and whole chunks. That way you don't feel like I don't know, like you're having to wait. You can get both, um, be just fine. It's a good amount of both. I think it's a healthy way to go about it. Hmm. All right. That's why I like going over something early. You find shit you can add. That's the real location of a New York police station, by the way. I try to add those as often as I can without relying on it too much. Looking for word count. I'm used to seeing word count. Not sure why it's not showing me word count. Interesting. That's tricky. Let me try and figure that out. That's new. Word count. Yeah. Okay. I can click it to find out. That's intriguing. Anyway, I'm going to mute myself for a bit. Chat's quiet. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna mute myself for a minute, just to think. Plus, chat's quiet, so. I was gonna do slam shut, but the thing you have to be cognizant about when writing is it just takes one word to mess up everything you've done before. That sounds stressful, but really, your instincts are gonna catch it because it's all tone. Slam shut shows aggravation. These guys these cops aren't aggravated. Is it's just another day, another guy. Just close it shut. There's no slamming. No slamming. Your instincts should tell you that pretty quickly. Because you're creating the scene, you're gonna have a pretty good feel of it. So slam shut just wouldn't have worked. That's why I went off it so quick. Now, this is when I mentioned earlier how I like to kind of just give you a little bit of background as I go. I don't like to dedicate whole chapters because I want you to, I don't know. I just like to keep a certain pace. I don't want to make you wait for things too much. Obviously, waiting is good and it's fun. It builds anticipation. Um, but also, um, I have a certain pace that I like to hit. And I feel, at least for me, I'm better at creating a build up, and creating a tone by kind of lacing like past events in. Like I will go back and I'll dedicate a chapter if I have to. Um, but that's I try to slip those in when now everybody's different. This is just my style. I try to slip those in when maybe there's a kind of a lull in the story. Um, Not a lull. I don't want it to sound like there's a bad spot in the story, but when the story kind of slows down a little bit, and I can, it's not gonna like derail the pace too much. It's really you want to try and avoid that at all possible. You don't want to info dump, and you don't want to kill um, what you've created because it's all about pace and tone. And if you create a certain pace and you go off that pace, then you're hurting yourself. The writing can be great, but if you're stabbing yourself in the back, so to speak, you're not really helping yourself, obviously. So, um, I like to kind of lace it in there, and this is one spot where I start to kind of give you a little bit of background information because the moment's right for it. That's why I like stories that start with like a suddenness. I don't like, oh, here's the weather and here's the tone and now here's the guy or the gal or whatever and now here's some stuff. Now it's just boom, let's get into it. Um, Keep up basically is what I ask of the reader. Um, which if you do your job right, it's not a big ask, and my stories aren't overly complicated. This one has depth. It certainly has emotional depth. Um, but it is it is at the end of the day action adventure. Yeah, it's 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 gonna be fun. Um, yeah, can't wait to see what it looks like at 50K. Anyways, back to writing. Mute. Oops, forgot I muted. It's early. I did forget that. Well, not forget. I did change the character's name from Josiah Cypress to Chase Wright. Uh, so Myra is the only reason why I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but that is a terrible girl's name. Um, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Myra. Did I just finish like a fantasy movie or something? We changed in that because that's like some 1600 stuff right there. Yep. Shame on me. butchered that spelling. Thank fuck for spell check, because my god, that was horrible. I'm switching to 4 years ago because he had a drunken blackout out of sadness 3 years back, and I don't think he's going to do that the night of his sister's death. There's going to be a lot more going on, so I'm gonna add a year between the two. I think that helps, makes it more believable. So that's a doesn't sound like a big change, but really it is. Just to make up for it, I might make him a year older, just to kind of make the timeline work just a little bit more. I mean, it's not like a massive change, but you also don't want to cram too much into too small a spot, even if it doesn't seem like it. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Now, this is kind of I like the way I laced that in there because it's not ultimately clear. Um, like the full detail of what I'm talking about. Like this right here, from the pain and anxiety of more pain to come. Obviously, you don't want to double up your pains right there. Um, that's one too many pains. So um, agony is too strong. So we'll go with hurt. No. Um, free from the pain and anxiety. Free from the pain and the anxiety to come. That's actually good. I don't need to add. Yeah, that's fine. Um, yeah, you think this is has to do with his sister and the stuff that she's gone through, but it's like a little it's a carefully concealed bit of foreshadowing. You'll learn what he's meaning here later. Sometimes you get to lace it in cleverly. Sometimes you just throw it right out there for people to pick up on. Just all depends how you want to go about it. Um, for me, this isn't necessarily me, being sneaky. It's more to do with not wanting to dump it all on you at once. It's just try not to info dump on you. Try not to give you too much to have to remember all at once. Right there, I think I realized I didn't like what I had, so I started something, and I guess I just forgot about it. I don't mind him waking up. I don't want to bang to wake him up. That's too overly dramatic. Um, so I don't mind him waking up because he is in a drunk tank, and I can imagine that those aren't comfortable. Um, they aren't exactly hotels, so makes sense. Him waking up, his muscles hurting, his knees popping. That makes sense. And then what's more entertaining than a sudden boom as soon as you wake up? That'll pucker your butthole. So let's get it going. Get it going. Basically, this is not guard getting taken out, I should say. What I'm trying to relay is she's screaming, and then that scream is cut off. Shouldn't be a difficult bit to write, but it's giving me fits. Hold on. That's I don't usually like so many periods, but or breaks, but feels right there. I might end up changing that because you don't want it to skip too much. It's hard to describe. There's a cadence to moments like this. It's almost like a dance. You got to get it right. You got to get it just right. I think that's okay. I don't like scary. Okay. Okay, there we go. That was a pain in the ass. Well, why? It was. if you have a scene that's predominantly taking place outside of where your main character is, it's not a bad exercise to um in a separate document to maybe write that scene. Um, that way you kind of play it in your mind as you're bringing the inside the cell moment to life. Like, okay, so outside there's someone who wants Chase. She has to get through the guards. That's no problem for this individual. Okay, so she's going through them. Um, so I can write that scene. I can show her punch one, kick another, slam one against the wall, and basically everything Chase is hearing, I can do. Um, that way, when you get to the scene where he's just hearing, um, you have a better idea of what's going on. Now, I did not do that because it is such a quick run from point A to point B, but ultimately to write that scene is pointless because this is someone who's very versed in killing and very versed in getting exactly what she needs. So some guards at a random jail pointless. So basically I just had to kind of walk the reader through it. Okay. So yeah. I didn't go with that scene because the point A to point B is super quick. This is someone versed in killing. I'm repeating because OBS stalled out. This is someone very versed in killing, so to kind of just visualize that scene, I didn't really need to write it in my head. But if you have a bigger scene, or if maybe you don't quite know how it plays out outside, just go ahead and write that scene, even if the reader never sees it. So it's perfectly okay. But for me, it's super easy. She's just gonna, mash, 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 figure out the door, and then get in there. So yeah, there's that. But if it's a more complicated scene, if more things are played out, honestly, if it's there's a level of importance that once it reaches that, maybe just go ahead and write that scene and include it in the story. But that may cause you to have to go back and create a line of events for the character. So, um, yeah. So yeah. If the character's that important, then she should already, or he or she or they or whatever should already have a line of story. So that's why I'm not including this character scene. I don't want you to know who this person is right now. I want you to figure out as the story goes. So yeah. What I will say is she's gonna realize very quickly that she's bitten off more than she could chew. There's a reason, um, and the synopsis is this down on his luck, drunkard is recruited into an off-planet, kind of top secret government agency. It might be a government agency. I'm not sure. It might even be a private agency. But you learn and grow and adapt and overcome right along with them. It's a story about growth and maturity, and overcoming pain and loss and all that. That there's a reason why this guy is recruited, and that's because he is going to possible in this jail cell. The individual attacking him is someone um, highly skilled and very dangerous. Um, it's about why this person wanted him. What's the story there? It's a fun one. It's a fun one. Back to me so I can listen to my stuff while I write. We're almost done here. We're almost done. Yeah. Okay, so I was gonna have her take the guise of a security officer, but I don't think she needs that. Don't think she needs that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I love a good fight scene. Um, but the smaller you make the room, but the smaller you make the room, the more challenging it becomes. Um, it's a challenge. Um, but this, for all that happened, I don't think this is going to be too long of a fight. But yeah. Now, I teased a little bit earlier about how he and his sister were free from like future pain and angst and stuff like that. And this is coming up is where you're going to get a better understanding of what that meant. And I really love to pepper understanding in, because if you do too much in a sentence or a paragraph or a page, you can overwhelm the reader. You just kind of, ease them in. You can hit a reader over the head with info if you want, but I find it's best not to. I find it's best not to, at least in my opinion. There are some writers who do it masterfully, and you don't even realize that they're doing it. This is how I can work. This is how I love to work. Now, a way that I chose to build um, kind of intrigue is, yes, Chase is going to get over um, on this attacker, but he isn't going to remember how. Because right now he's seeing red. He's a bull. Um, he has no clue, no clue at all. Um, where he's at right now, what he's doing right now. Um, yeah, he is in another place, and that's when he's at his most dangerous. That's a thing that the agency that is going to recruit him. That's something that they're going to try and fix. They want him to learn how to channel that. So just to give you a little sneak peek of what I have to come. So. All right. And that is no more. And so we switch to document 1. That's where we're at now. And word count is 1091. But I'm going to call it for right now. Let's go and update. This is almost, I mean, we are well into it now. So, 1091. Go ahead and update. Update. $1,091. $1,091. I felt fine. And we go over to the stats. 1091 of 1667 needed. At this rate, it'll be done December 16th, 2024. Don't, if you update and you see that, don't worry. It's surprisingly easy to tack on a few words and get that overall down. I'm just stopping now because we've been at it a long while. And I could top it off later. It's no biggie. It's no biggie. But that's where we're gonna leave off because we've been at this for an hour and 21. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think that was pretty successful. Hopefully some of the things I tried to explain made sense. I prefer to layer a person's past into the beginning of a story. You kind of you do at some point need to do a deeper dive, and I find that's a little bit better to do it somewhere around the middle point of a story. Just because it's easier, because you're still setting other things up, and some things are kind of being checked off. Well, not completely checked off, but yeah, if I'm gonna go deep, it's gonna be about the middle part, just because I find it easier. And really, if you do it just right, you can use that point to launch off to launch the second half of your story. It's all about timing. If you don't get it exactly right, it's not something to panic about, because that's why there are drafts. And I think Unplugged, I had like 15, 16 drafts, maybe even more. I can't remember. Yeah. I do know that I had so many that I took a month off from reading over all of them because I was about to go crazy. But yeah, there are always going to be plenty of drafts to figure out what you're trying to go for. So yeah. Yeah. So that's that, and we'll be back for some more. Y'all have a great day. I am going to make another cup of coffee and some breakfast. I'm not sure what I'm going to have, but I'll have something. I'll catch y'all later. Hopefully you have a good one. Hopefully this was entertaining, because I had a blast. Coming up, it's going to be different, because this was me going over something I'd written previously and editing it and making it work. Everything that comes now is going to be off the dome, so it's going to be intriguing. Peace, guys.